So we've typed in the function 2x cubed minus x, and the question is, would this be an odd or an even function? Remember, we always read a graph from left to right. So if we start reading this graph on the left, the tail is dipping down, and then the graph increases, right? And it finally finishes up here in the first quadrant, and it goes forever in this direction. In other words, it has a shape where it starts low on the left and it's high on the right. Well, notice the tails go in opposite directions. So this function is an odd function, and since it starts low and ends high, it is also a positive or increasing function. So this function, again, would be odd and increasing. Let's look at another function. Let's look at, let's change the exponent to the power of 4. That's wrong. Try again. When I change the exponent to the power of 4, 4 being the biggest exponent is an even number, so this would be an even function. And since it's an even function and positive, right, we have a positive 2 here, I know that this is going to be an up and up. That's the endpoint behavior. It's up on the left, and it is also up on the right. So this is an even function here. And just as a sort of review, we have x-intercepts at x is 0 and 0.794. Those would be the x-intercepts. And we have a minimum value at x is 1/2. So what do you think might happen if I change the positive 2 to a negative 2? Let's see. Would it still be up, up, since it's even, or would it be down, down? Let's change it from positive 2 to negative 2. Notice it's still even, right? Let me pull this up here. We can see that on the left side, the tail is going to be forever down, and on the right side, the tail is forever down. So it's down, down, which means it's an even function, right? And again, we can tell that it's even because the highest exponent is an even number, but it's negative because of the negative 2. That means over time, this graph goes down. And just for fun, let's do one more. Let's change this to a negative x to the power of 7. And that's an odd number, so that's going to give us an odd function, x to the power of 7. And let me zoom out so we can get a better look at what's going on here. Notice that this time we have a decreasing function. And the reason we have a decreasing function is because we have a negative leading coefficient, right? We have a negative 2 there, which means this thing is decreasing or negative. It starts high on the left, but it ends up low on the right, right? The end behavior would be something like this. Is it odd or is it even? Well, since the tails do go in opposite directions, this would be an odd function. So this is odd and negative. And just for a review, does this have any zeros? Does this function have any zeros? And the answer is yes. There is a 0 right here. I'll point to it there with a little arrow. There we have a 0 at the origin.